I want to talk about you becoming this mega social media star.
Okay.
Can you kind of tell me how that happened?
Well, when I never ever wanted to do videos, right? I'm a trained actress. All I wanted to do was, do my acting. And I was always told, Hollywood, they frown upon people who do videos, right? That was like a thing. So I used to be very much so like, oh, honey, y'all ain't gonna make it, honey, y'all do videos, right? While I was making $15 an hour, thinking I was better than somebody, okay? And so when I was sick, going through my journey of sickness, battling depression and anxiety, I had this moment where I really thought God had forgotten about me, right? And I had realized I had been habitually praying. And what that is you're just praying out of habit, but you ain't really believing what you're praying. And I had what I call my come to Jesus moment. I was like, Lord, I got to talk to you in this bathroom, and I got to really have my final call out to you. And I got in the mirror and I prayed, and I was like, God, if you heal me, you can have me. And I'm not going to try to live my life my way no more. I'm going to live it the way you created me to live it. And I meant it. And so something happened that I felt shift when I left the bathroom that day. And a couple of weeks later, I ended up having this dream. And I had a dream and saw myself on a show. And I was like, I woke up because my dreams, I'm gifted in dreaming. My dreams always come to pass. And I was like, now, Lord, I'm not, because I'm sick, I'm not really auditioning. I'm not doing stand-up anymore because I used to do stand-up trying to get a TV show. So I was like, well, Lord, how was I on a show if I'm not doing all these things, right? Reveal this to me. And I heard a voice that said, start doing videos. And I was like, okay, Lord, I'm not going to do no videos. So again, the voice said, start doing videos. I was like, I don't want to do videos. Like, I'm an actress. Like, what am I going to do a video about? And he was like, remember in the bathroom a couple weeks ago, you said, if I heal you, I can have you. And I was like, I did say that, which means I got to be obedient to the voice. So I was like, all right. So when I first started doing videos, I was still not well. And I also was not free.
What do you mean you weren't free?
So in being free, in giving my life to God and telling him I'm going to be who he created me to be, that means I had to start taking these layers off because I had created this image, this person that I thought Hollywood wanted me to be.
Who was that? What did that person look like? Or what?
Honey, she was very much so. She was always very thin. Okay, a little thinner than this tab. I always wore my hair straight. I always cover my accent. Everything that they told me to do, I became her. Everything that I saw, right? I would be told, even when I worked corporate America, I'd be told I sound ignorant because of my accent. And then in Hollywood or entertainment, they would say, oh, they're going to typecast you. You got to cover that. So I mastered that.
Okay.
But I also code switched, right?
Like most black people.
Right. Which also means I was not free. And so I was taking these layers off. But in the very early stages of my videos, I still was very guarded and afraid.
What were you doing?
I was telling the same jokes and stuff I used to tell on stage, right? I was a sit-down comedian, honey, because I'd be in my bed sometime or on my couch. And I was like, okay, Lord, what am I doing? So God had spoke to me. He was like, listen, when you were trying to get a show doing stand-up, you was reaching like 15, 30 people a night going to these clubs, right? If you saw the videos, you reach thousands in minutes. And I was like, this don't make no sense because I ain't got thousands of followers, right? This is crazy. But I'm going to be obedient. So I would go live and I would do these videos and it'd be like 20 people watching. I'd be like, this is my cousins in North Carolina. Hey, y'all, right? And after, a couple of weeks is when my daughter came home and told me about the documentary. And so after I did the 30-day vegan challenge and decided I'm going to go vegan, the day I told my husband, this is going to be my life. On that day 30, I was like, I'm not going back. This is going to be my life. The same voice whispered in my ear and said, now tell people what you eat on your videos. And I was like, oh, Lord. Because also in this time, I had shaved off all my hair. And so I was like, oh, Lord, I'm about to get on here and tell people it ain't a challenge. This is my life, y'all. I'm from North Carolina in a small town. I done shaved off all my hair. And I'm going vegan. They're going to be like, Tab done lost her mind out there in LA.
Especially when you're shaking your head.
Right. And so I was like, all right. And so I started telling people, I'm going vegan. When I find food, I'm going to just share with y'all. So I would cook every night, consistently, every night.
And so those are the videos that you were doing. Or you were going live.
I would go live like 5 o'clock Pacific time on Facebook. And I started doing that like August, September of 2017.
Okay.
And by October, I was feeling so good. I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I got to go back to work now. Like, I feel good, but I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5 because I had been on disability for over a year.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm gonna go drive Uber because we in LA. I'm probably gonna pick up a producer, director, something. They gonna love me. I call you from the set because that's always how I thought, right? Like when I tell you every job was gonna be the job that made me, you know.
Funny.
And my husband was like, all right, Tal, I'm telling him about to get discovered in my car. I'm about to tell you. And so I started driving Uber in October, and then December 30th, I was dropping somebody off that morning by Whole Foods. And I was like, ooh, Whole Foods always got a vegan option, right? So I was like, I'm going here, give me a little breakfast, put myself on a little Uber break, okay? And went in there, I had never had vegan bacon. I was like, ooh, this is a TTLA sandwich, vegan bacon, give me that. I ain't never heard, of vegan bacon before. And got the sandwich, and I ate the first half. And I was like, oh, Lord, I need to do a video to tell people that I found a new vegan option. So I did another video to tell people I found this vegan sandwich. That was amazing. And Whole Foods, and well, it was at Whole Foods, and so
you were in your car, or you were at Whole Foods when you did the video?
I was in my car, parked on Ventura Boulevard in front of Whole Foods. Okay. And so I did the video, I posted it. I ain't think nothing of it because listen, it was like my videos was getting a couple hundred views, maybe 1,000 views after a couple, days or weeks. And
which is still good for the regular. 1,000 for a regular person is still good.
Yeah, but it was. And to me, I was like, okay, Lord, I guess this is what he meant. Okay. But I went back to driving Uber, and I got home and, turned my notifications on, and my phone was like buzzing like it was an Amber Alert. I was like, what's happening? And the video had like 50,000 views or something. I was like, Lord, who watching this video, Right. And the next morning had like over 100,000. I told my husband, I was like, I think I'm going viral. And he was like, well, what that mean? I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, you gonna make some money? I was like, I don't know. And so 4 days later, Whole Foods reached out, and they were like, slid in my DM on Facebook. And they were like, we saw your video. We would love to, partner with you. And I became their brand ambassador for like plant-based foods and did all these different campaigns with them. That was the last day that I worked for Uber, the last day I drove.